Namaskar friends, I am Shubhra Sinha, your course instructor, and we are going to learn lecture 2 of module 8 of the stress management course. In this module, we are discussing about the harmful effects of excessive social media use and the ways in which they can be managed. Lecture 2 will extend the drawbacks of social media use and we will see how we can counter those harmful impacts of excessive use of social media. When we start using social media in a rather irresponsible manner, it creates a lot of stress in us. This stress can be created due to a number of reasons, in which we find that sometimes we get negative comments from others, where we are expecting appreciation from other, praise from other, we get negative comments regarding our photographs, regarding our opinions, regarding the work we have created. Similarly, we can feel pressure to constantly updating our status on digital platforms. Many people are very quick in updating about everything that happens in their life on WhatsApp, on Facebook and other digital platforms. This is also a kind of pressure that we feel. What if we do not what if we do not post the update timely, as if we will miss something out? So constant pressure to keep updating others about what is happening in our life is also a source of stress. Or simply attending to the excessive amount of information which is posted on social media promptly and be up to date in doing so is maybe another cause of stress for social media usage. Otherwise, we will get comments from others that we do not check our Facebook account constantly, or we do not change our DPs on WhatsApp profile and things like that. Or we have simply not used our account on X or Instagram for such a long time, whereas others' account are being held so nicely, so promptly and regularly. So basically it becomes a kind of task in our life, assignment in our life, and the way we feel committed to fulfill other assignments, we start feeling committed to do this also, failing which may lead to excessive amount of stress through social media. Now this stress which is created due to social media can greatly affect the physical and mental health of a person. If I extend the causes of stress, I can say that the comparison and competitiveness that we do on media platforms can lead to social media jealousy. Social media jealousy is simply a phenomenon where we feel jealous from others because what others are showcasing on social media appears to be far better, far more attractive than what we have in our life. They are more beautiful, they are having materialistic possessions which are so nice, their house, their outfits, their car, anything could be a source of jealousy. Simply their followers, the number of followers that other people have can be a source of jealousy for me, right? So this constant comparison and feeling of inadequacy, inferiority from others put me under great stress and creates a strong feeling of jealousy towards other people. Another source of stress is FOMO, that is fear of missing out some important detail, some important notification, some important message. Therefore, Many people are constantly ready to receive every single notification, every single thing which is dropped in their mobile phone. Constantly checking their Facebook accounts, WhatsApp, and other platforms like that, so that they must not miss anything important which happens there and must be prompt enough to respond to it properly and timely. Cyberbullying we have already talked about in our earlier lecture. So, cyberbullying and online harassment is a big threat, and it has been increasing day by day with the introduction of AI mechanisms, AI tools that can be used for doing several kind of manipulations. The issue has become so important that governments are now making rules to deal with it, and there is a whole separate cyber security cell in and operates for cyber crimes only. So, this is enough to give you a feel of how important or significant this problem has become. Then, people may develop unrealistic expectations towards life as a result of the idealized portrayal of others' lives on platforms. It is simply like how nice we feel when we see the parties and events on social media or in television of film stars and television stars, how happy, how contented they look, and the very next morning we find that some of them has committed a suicide. So, a person who was so happy, who was so contented, who was so satisfied, what becomes the reason of committing suicide overnight? Basically, some people are good at hiding their true emotions and stress in front of others. And in general, all of us have a tendency to put our best foot forward if we are dealing with others, if we are in front of others. So, we portray ourselves, we carry out ourselves in a very idealized, very standard manner, which may be taken as the true reality of our lives by other people. And they may also develop some unrealistic expectations towards life, which is probably not possible to be fulfilled, but it becomes a source of stress in their lives. Similarly, development of anxiety and depression is common, and they are soon accompanied by disturbances in our daily routines. For example, sleep disturbances are also common. If somebody overuses the screens and the platforms, it affects the overall mental health along with the total time which he or she schedules for sleeping. It reduces the overall sleep quality and sleep time significantly, creating many more problems. Then there may be problems with the self-esteem because of the comparison, because of the competition with others, because of developing jealousy for others, or maybe because of developing some unrealistic expectations in my life that cannot be fulfilled, thereby leading to a low level of self-esteem and self-confidence. Similarly, social isolation is a big problem. People who are having hundreds of Facebook friends, who are having thousands of followers, can be very alone in their real life because they have enveloped themselves completely with the social platforms and digital platforms and virtual world instead of making connections with people who are there in their real life. So, in the time of need, nobody is there around them, and of course, the virtual friends are not able to help them. Even people don't know the reality of these people with whom they have become virtual friends. Many of them might have faked their identity, and operating their accounts in a different name with a different kind of profile. So, such kind of things are often experienced by people because they become very, very lonely practically, even if they have hundreds and thousands of virtual friends. However, one should not be disappointed or disheartened because there are certain ways in which we can control the negative consequences of the use of social media. We cannot eliminate the use of social media from our life because it is really advantageous also. It serves many purposes, and during COVID-19, when there was a complete lockdown and people were not able to meet each other physically, we all have seen the power of virtual world in making connections, in bringing people close to each other, maybe not physically in a virtual life all only, still we had a feeling of being together through these platforms only. So, eliminating these platforms completely from our lives, from the life of our children, is not possible at all. What can be done is a proper management so that we can maximize their advantages and minimize their disadvantages. So, here I have summarized a few things that can be done to minimize the harmful effects of social media and manage the stress created through it successfully. First thing is establishing barriers. Establishing barriers means putting up boundaries of what? Of the time for which we are going to use social media. So, first thing that we all must do is to fix up a time of using screen or social media or posting on Facebook or updating WhatsApp, whatever we want. This should not be spread over whole day, or this should not be a continuous intermittent activity in between the important assignments that we do. So, there must be time blocking for it, that after 20 or 30 minutes of serious work, when I will take 5 minutes break, I can use this break for using social media. But still it is risky because many times we fail to observe this limit of using screen time, and we decide that we will simply use it for 5 minutes, and those 5 minutes get converted into 15 minutes and then 50 minutes without being aware of it. So, one must be very particular in observing limits on screen time. Then we must schedule breaks. Continuous use of social media is harmful, so we can schedule breaks in between. Moreover, we must remind ourselves that people are posting filtered contents over here. So, whatever is posted on the Facebook, Instagram or WhatsApp may not represent the reality of other person's life. Therefore, one must not get into competition and comparison with others on the basis of what is being posted by them on social media. This can help us reducing the unnecessary anxiety and pressure. We can also focus on fostering the real life networks along with the virtual networks that we create on such platforms. So, maybe we can have hundreds of Facebook friends, but we must not ignore 5 of the real life friends, which are real friends that can help you in the time of need. So, as we dedicate time for maintaining relationships over mass media, social media, virtual world, we must also dedicate some time to foster our relationships in real life also, by calling people, by meeting people, by doing activities that can be shared by many other people also. This will help us from becoming alone and isolated from other people. We can also search for assistance if we are not able to do it ourselves. We can ask our friend or family members to assist in limiting our screen time. Maybe after 10 minutes, my sibling or my mother or my daughter can come and remind me that now the 10 minutes are over and you are not supposed to use the screen anymore. So these were some small steps that can provide relief from the stress created by excessive use of social media. Let us review of what we have learned in this lecture. We have learned about the social media induced stress which can affect us physically as well as mentally. We looked for the reasons of such stress and we found that social media jealousy, FOMO, anxiety and cyberbullying, online harassment, unrealistic expectations, all these can be reasons behind the intense stress created due to social media use. And we also talked about some steps that can be taken as a corrective measure which help us to reduce the stress and anxiety associated with the use of social media. Here are the references that you can go through for further reading. Some more books that can be consulted. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you.